The copium has already started. There are going to be a bunch of liberal pundits who try to spin this, man. There's just, you can't get around this. There's no other way of spinning this. It's pretty clear. Pod Save America is going to be doing a lot of mental gymnastics. Yeah. Oh, man. Blame the DNC. It's not even Biden's fault necessarily. The man can't help being super old. Yeah, at least if Biden had had like a heart attack or a stroke on stage, he would have like, you know, been martyred a little bit. Could have had like a Ronald Reagan bounce back. I don't know. Do you really think debates sway voters that much? Yeah. I do think Biden's speech impediment made this look worse than it was. It doesn't. This is the thing that like you have to understand. Okay, a speech impediment is an impediment. You can't do like, oh, well, the only reason he sounded like that is because of the condition that makes him sound worse. Yeah, that's not like, yes, that is factored into the analysis, you know? But that wasn't just speech impediment. I mean, that was everything. Maybe he had a cold. Maybe he's just that far gone. He's ancient, you know? And Trump sounded great. I mean, the stuff he said was incoherent and he lied constantly. But in terms of his delivery, he brought a significantly greater amount of energy than Biden did. Quite a bit for his age. Did muting the mics benefit Trump? It didn't have any effect because the whole point of the mics being muted being a benefit for Biden would be that Biden would say stuff that would antagonize Trump and get Trump to break mental. But he couldn't say shit, so Trump never broke mental. Actually, I think it hurt Biden more than anything because it allowed Trump to ramble on without being, like, challenged, you know? Why is the reality distortion field only for the GOP? Why can't Dems just pretend Biden won? Because, first of all, it just doesn't work like that, man. Like, you know, the parties aren't the same. Second of all, if Trump acted the way Biden did, I don't think the GOP could all be pretending that he won. Like, if you perfectly swapped the performance, where did it go wrong, man? Where did it go wrong? It's the rot in the DNC, man. It's the exact same thing that led to Jamal Bowman losing. The entire DNC standing by and watching with a smirk as a conservative PAC dumped tens of millions into a propped up opponent, you know? The Dems hate populism, the Dems hate challenges, the Dems hate criticism. Republicans like being criticized from within the party, or at the very least they're amenable to it. Donald Trump wasn't liked when he came onto the scene in 2015, then he took over the entire party. The Republican Party has shifted massively in the past few decades, in large part because they've shifted to take advantage of the tone in the moment, you know? What have the Democrats done? Right now, the Democrats are, in terms of rhetoric and presentation, a massively inferior version of what they were under Obama in 2008. Like, Obama 2008 was a more compelling, more charismatic, more effective in terms of rhetoric. Again, we're talking rhetoric because that's what wins elections, not any policy. Rhetoric, how you deliver it, how you sell yourself, obviously, grow up. It's an inferior version of what they had going 16 years ago. The Republicans 16 years ago were a completely different beast. They changed a lot. Okay, Vosh solutions? Oh, I don't know, one angry pagan. Maybe you should make a fucking blood sacrifice. Do you have a sheep on hand? Do you have a lamb, perhaps? Is there a hilltop nearby? What are you talking about? Solutions? To the country? What are you talking about? You're a white name. Maybe Zeus will take favor upon you if you get a tier 1 sub. Solutions? What am I, Christ? Jesus Christ of Nazareth? I'm not a carpenter. Look at my soft hands. I can't work with them. Are you kidding me? I just hit my thumb with the hammer over and over. All right, well, you know, in terms of analysis, I feel like maybe we should let this one simmer for a little bit. But, like, honest to God, I don't... Any silver lining about after how bad tonight was? Yes, suffering makes people funnier. Okay? There you go. CNN reporting that senior Dems are thinking about getting Biden to step down as a candidate. They can't. They can't make him step down. It's not going to happen. It's not possible. Though them reporting on it is going to boost Trump's numbers even further. Way too late. No, it is possible. It's legally, like, possible, I think, depending on... It's legally possible in... Well, wait, no, with the registration, they're past the... It might be legally possible. That doesn't mean that it's like possible though, you know? Nixon stepped down maybe. Totally different situation. Massively different situation. Incomparable situation. I'm not gonna lie though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be real with you. I genuinely right now, like my mental estimation of the odds of victory, which were before about 50-50, have shot to a solid 90-10. Maybe we start believing in miracles. You know? Maybe we start believing in miracles, huh? Maybe the three-pointer brings it in. Maybe Biden stepping down, just fuck it. Why not? Maybe that's the path, you know? Fortune favors the bold after all, right? This is how Bernie can still win. Okay. Take that energy, take that sarcasm, twist it around. It's sincere again. This is how Bernie can still win, folks. Oh no. I love shit like this, man. I love being trapped in the wheel. Nothing makes me happier. Oof. Well, that was a genuinely depressing debate. Yeah. Do you actually think Trump is basically guaranteed to win? I said 90-10. 90-10's not basically guaranteed. It's 90-10. CNN is on air openly questioning if Dem officials hid Biden's cognitive decline from the public. Okay. Is that an incorrect inquiry? Because I believe that. I do believe that. Yeah, he can't speak. Again, I don't know. Do you still believe in democracy? This isn't democracy. The reason the Democrats are the way they are is because capitalism corrupts democracy. The reason the Democrats are so obstinate and unwilling to allow change and populism within their party is because they understand that populism and change within the Democratic Party is going to be anti-corporate in nature. Anti-corporate change threatens the corporate donors, which both parties rely on heavily. Therefore, they're incentivized to do stuff and back candidates who the population does not want and does not support because they're afraid of accurate reflections of the public interest running against corporate interest, you know? This is a subversion of democracy. I mean, that's bourgeois democracy. Two 80-year-old men arguing over who could play golf better on a live CNN debate. Do you think the left-wing media will ignore Biden's poor performance? I don't think you can ignore this, man. I don't know. Even fucking Aaron Rupar was like, something's going on, guys. Somehow Biden's coming across a little bit incoherent, you know? David Pakman said this was a bad performance by Biden. Yeah, even the, like, liberals are going to be taking that. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be just as bad next time, probably. Just bring up how he didn't condemn political violence. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. Being right doesn't matter. When has being right ever had anything to do with winning office? Look back through history. When has that ever been the fucking determining factor? I can't wait for hereditary rule. You're right. We have to revert. We have to go back. Do you think neoliberals are ever going to realize that rolling out 80s to 90s politics is worse than promoting center-left progressives? Don't bet on liberal comprehension. Should Biden drop out? Man, maybe the Hail Mary is the right play here. Look, I'm not saying that him dropping out would necessarily be a good play, you know, if they could, like, foist someone in front of him. I'm just saying that, like, you know, you're comparing like two outcomes with a 0% chance of win. I don't know, man. Do you think the next debate's going to go better? Do you think there's anything Biden can do to erase this impression that he's left from the minds of the American people? You think he's going to come up, like, go out and do the next debate and he's going to be like ripped? He's going to be wearing like a tank top and he's going to just run circles around Trump, literally and metaphorically? I don't think that replacing Biden is viable or even really possible. I don't know, man. Fortune favors the bold. I like the fact that this is even a point of discussion. Nobody's coming away from this thinking like, oh, Donald Trump was so old that he isn't even a viable presidential candidate. Man mumbles and he says a lot of stupid shit, but he seemed like he was present at least. He didn't look like he was dying. Damn, Vosh, I thought I was doomering. Dude, Americans are dumb and Trump's a felon. We probably got this easy. Mr. Wynn, you've forgotten about the wheel. You've forgotten about the wheel. I'm so goddamn depressed, dude. That's good. And this is that is a response that you can have to it. This is not a safe space for those feelings. We need to cultivate a sort of grim, we need to lock in. We need to cultivate an appropriate mood in this environment. You know, if you run, if the negativity and the depression runs amok, it gets, it compounds upon itself, and then you've got people doing suicide pacts in r/Voshvi, okay? We don't want that. You know, we have to be strong. Trust me, this is necessary, okay? Please, God, trust me on this. Did this debate actually win Trumpany voters? No, but it might lose Biden voters. It's like an opportunity for Biden to sort of shore up support with the, you know, the middle, of which there are quite a few. Keep in mind that if did not vote was a party that one voted for, that they would have won the 2020 election. CNN is showing Trump Clinton highlights. Ugh. God. What can we do from here? Like, I get you probably don't have the answer yourself, but what can we do to keep hope? Where can we focus efforts? Eat a balanced diet. It'll make you feel better. Get some sleep. Eat fiber. Yeah, we're gonna do PV work. Don't get me wrong. Did you cover CNN reporting Dems panicking after the debate? I closed out after the debate. You're linking me TikTok? Okay. Is this not, like, going to be copyright? I guess it's not the debate itself.
Into the debate, and it continues right now. It involves party strategists. It involves elected officials. It involves fundraisers. And they're having conversations about the president's performance, which they think was dismal, which they think will hurt other people down the party in the ticket. And they're having conversations about what they should do about it. Some of those conversations include, should we go to the White House and ask the president to step aside? Other of the conversations are about, should prominent Democrats go public with that?
Sheesh. Yeah, what does the MSNBC feed look like? MSNBC is reporting that Dems in Congress are talking an open convention. There's no fucking way, dude. There's no way. Give me the MSNBC live feed. Give me the feed. Like, link it. Give me the feed. It's not on YouTube.
It was not a good night for Joe Biden, right? I mean, he was great after. He was good at the State of the Union, but it wasn't a good debate performance. You acknowledge that. You let people take a little air out of the balloon. You're not living in La La Land. It wasn't a great...
MSNBC's video player seems to block restreaming. That's interesting. No video? No video for you. It's got to have copyright protection? First time I've actually encountered that live, I think.
Great debate. You have to have him out there and active and doing a lot of events and being very visible, right? And Nicole said this earlier, the best thing you can do as a communicator,
is there a clip on the open convention
change the
statement?
Subject, right? Is there an announcement you can make? Is there a big surrogate? Is there a Republican who's a surprise? I mean, if Chris Christie is waiting in the wings to endorse, tomorrow is the day. So, you know, I don't know what they have up their sleeves, but that's what they need. I will also say, and I don't know the answer to this, so I'm posing it to you all know, I don't know when the vice president agreed to come on MSNBC.
Okay. One of the updates has the open convention quote. Very bad night for Biden. Biden's performance tonight has set off a panic among Democrats. NBC News reported before the debate even started, there were calls for him to before the debate even started, there were calls for him to withdraw from the race. At least one Democratic member of Congress suggested to NBC News there should be an open convention, new Democratic nominee. This is crazy, dude. This is like, you can't win an election when your own party has this much doubt in you. Like, this is insane. They need to cancel all student debt or some shit. Yeah, the fucking Biden needs to, like, reveal the UFO secrets at Area 51. He needs to, like, he needs to, like, fucking legalize marijuana, make marijuana mandatory, you know?
Not feeling well. And, you know, obviously Joe Biden comes in with certain deficits. He has a stutter. You know, it is more difficult for him to communicate for that reason. So there's a lot to mitigate the way that he speaks, and you can understand it. And we've observed him for a long time. That said, I, too, was on the phone throughout much of the debate.
Can't take you seriously. This is like a 4-inch collar gap.
With Obama world people, with Democrats, with people who are political operatives, with campaign operatives. My phone really never stopped buzzing throughout. And the universal reaction was somewhere approaching panic. The people who were texting with me were very concerned about President Biden seeming extremely feeble.
I wonder if it would have been appropriate to bring this up sometime before, right before the election, you know? Like maybe, I don't know, at a point in time where you could have done something about it.
Extremely weak. And, you know, I'll just reiterate what I said earlier. President Biden had one job tonight, and it was one primary job. And yes, it was to litigate Donald Trump's, you know, criminality and all of those things. But he had to settle his own party. He needed to settle Democrats. Democrats, you know, they always talk about Democrats are bedwetters and Democrats are always panicking. Yes, Democrats are always panicking. They're always scared, right? They're always thinking they're going to lose. Like, Democrats are very pessimistic. This is just neurotic. Who they are. They're neurotic. But Joe Biden's job was to reassure them tonight. His job was to calm his party, to make them feel that, yes, I can do this. I have 4 more years in me. I have the ability and the stamina and the strength to do 4 more years. He did not do that. He did the opposite of that. He made them more panicked. The people who were texting me were even more panicked. They actually expected it to be better than it was. And now they're in I won't say a full-fledged panic, but it's getting there.
And are people that you're talking to who are expressing these concerns, are these people who are involved in Democratic politics, or are these liberals watching TV?
This is not liberals watching TV. These are campaign people.
Yeah, it's this. Yeah, we're talking about a lack of confidence from the people whose job it is to be confident. Democrats just committed collective suicide, said one party strategist who has worked on presidential campaigns. Biden sounds hoarse. He looks tired and is babbling. It's hard to argue we shouldn't nominate someone else, a Democratic consultant who works on down-ballot races added. Oh. Should I go and check the usual right-wing talking spots? Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I know all of you want me to, like, go to Tim Pool and react. What the fuck do I say? Go to you know, Candace Owens or whatever. She's like, wow, Biden looked dead up there. That was humiliating. What am I going to do? Disagree? They're going to be correct. My anger right now is directed entirely at the Democrats, the DNC, who set all of this up. Why would I'm just going to end up agreeing with the Republicans. It's the liberals who did this, man. They set this up. The Republicans didn't make the DNC choose to stick with Biden for the second term, even though he's decrepit. They did that. I wasn't really paying attention back in 2020. Was it like this then? A little bit, but Biden was a lot more on his feet back in 2020. I mean, we can compare. If you really want that suey fuel, 2020, Biden, Trump debate.
Health insurance now, if it goes into court, and the justice, and I have nothing. I'm not opposed to the justice. She seems like a very fine person. But she's written before she went on the bench, which is her right, that she thinks that the Affordable Care Act is not constitutional. The other thing that's on the court, and if it's struck down, what happens? Women's rights are fundamentally changed. Once again, a woman could be pay more money because she has a pre-existing condition of pregnancy.
He was still old. He still murmured and stammered a little bit, but the difference is night and day. What happened? 4 years of being the president of the United States of America.
They were able to charge a woman more for the same exact procedure a man did.
But are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups?
Sure. Stand back, socialist medicine.
Approved of.
First of all, I guess I'm.
Sure.
Joe, you're the liar.
I want to make sure.
Graduated last in your class, not first in your class.
God, I want to make
Mr.
sure.
President, can you let him finish, sir?
No, he doesn't know how to do that. He has.
You'd be surprised.
You pick
You'd be surprised.
the
Go ahead,
wrong
Joe.
guy, the wrong night at the
Go.
wrong time.
Listen.
That was really a productive segment, wasn't it? This is the
Delivering the
same
vaccine.
man
It's
who
all
told
set
you
up.
by Easter this would be gone away. By the warm weather, it'd be gone. Miraculous, like a miracle. And by the way, maybe you could inject some bleach in your arm, and that would take care of it. This is the same man.
That was said sarcastically.
That was the whole issue relating.
When we said that having the mics muted would be good for Biden, it was because we were operating under the assumption that Biden was capable of needling Trump the way he did 4 years ago. He can't anymore. He's running through molasses, you know? We didn't know how okay we had it back then. Yep, that's how it is, right? If only we could have known how bad it was going to get. If only we could have known.
Minutes into the debate, and it continues right now. It involves party strategists, it involves elected officials, it involves fundraisers. And they're having conversations about the president's performance, which they think was dismal, which they think will hurt other people down the party in the ticket, and they're having conversations about what they should do about it. Some of those conversations include, should we go to the White House and ask the president to step aside? Other of the conversations are about, should prominent Democrats go public with that call? Because they feel this debate was so terrible.
Can you even begin to imagine how bad the debate must have been, even to the people whose job it is to gas Biden up? That there are like legitimate and publicly discussed, you know, like the option to field an open convention. Why do you discredit Cenk as a viable replacement? Bring him in there, man. Bring Cenk in there. You're not going to believe this, but in a rally right after the debate, Biden sounds fine.
Except he's just a liar. Look, folks, what's going to happen over the next couple of days is they're going to be out there fact-checking all the things he said. I can't think of one thing he said that was true. No, I'm not being facetious. But look, we're going to beat this guy. We need to beat this guy.
I don't know. They accidentally gave him the extended release adrenochrome rather than the like tablet that instantly digests. It kicked in like, I don't know, 90 minutes too late. Was he doing a bit? You guys are all falling victim to pessimism. Okay, the grand strategy is still coming together, all right? Biden just did all of this to set expectations for the second debate low, making himself into the dark horse candidate. You're the chief pessimist? I mean, you say that, but I've been doing this for long enough to know that a significant portion of the people watching right now are like looking at the medicine cabinet, okay? I am not the chief pessimist. OMG, that's me, yeah. Do you have any idea how much work I had to do to keep half of you people alive and off the hotline when Bernie dropped out of the primaries in 2020? That was a full-time job, man. That was a rough week. Yeah, this is worse. You realize that, right? In terms of political consequences, this is substantially worse. I need to go sign up for some phone banking. Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad time. Sorry. Emma Vigeland made a great argument. Of course she did. It's Emma. It's all the DNC's fault, man. And I just want to say, by the way, congratulations, neoliberals and Democrats, you have validated the incoherent, politically misinformed whining of every 12-year-old with a hammer and sickle in their bio on Twitter for the past 4 years. Congratulations. Everything they said about malicious incompetence, about, fielding Biden a second time being a disaster. Congratulations. It's not like I like those guys. They hate me too. They're fucking annoying. But on this issue, circumstances have elevated them. The gift of prophecy was given to them. I didn't realize it'd be this bad. Did I suspect it would be bad? Have I been critical along these lines as well? Yes, I have. I have for years now. I've been consistent. But this performance from Biden has been so bad that it has validated even the most hyperbolic and poorly thought out criticisms of the Democrats. This was real bad. I mean, I expected it to be bad. I don't think anyone expected him to come out being that incompetent. It was the whole thing, too. I expected maybe like a gaffe, or 5 or 20. But from the word go, the first time Biden opened his mouth,